Hey everybody, welcome to This Pink Cloud. I am DJ Kelly Reverb. We are a show that is about mental health, recovery, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe. This Pink Cloud, we're on all major platforms. And I'm excited to have this young lady on. It's been a while in the making. She is now a longtime friend. Yes. Anything over 2 years is long time. So we are now besties.
That's right.
I'm excited to have her on. She is a Dallas legend. Stop that. Oh, everybody give it up for Casie Farrell, please.
Thank you.
And how many times do people say Casie?
Every single day of my life, whether it's in the DJ world or my 9-to-5 job, it is the struggle is real. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Right. Well, hey, I got named. I got the girl's name, so So we both have name trauma.
Name challenges. I definitely have it all the time.
And did I get the last name correct?
You got it all right. It's very impressive. Usually it's one or the other, but actually some of the time it's
right.
Both, unfortunately.
Casie Farrell.
Casie Farrell.
Oh, Farrell. There we go.
Farrell.
There we go. Now, any relationship to Perry Farrell?
No.
No, not at all. You wish.
Farrell is actually my middle name. A lot of people think it's my last name, but it's my middle name. So that's how that kind of came about.
Fun fact. I like that. That is an interesting middle name. And while we're talking about that, Kelly is actually my middle name.
What? Really? I didn't know that. There you go.
Fun facts. Fun facts. But I'm excited to have you on because you are an advocate and openly talk about mental health. And, it's that time of the season, when it's really important, for people to reach out because, everybody's, pretending to have this wonderful time and it's the greatest time of the year. And, somebody could really be, down and they, just suppress it or don't talk about it or just get to that, critical level to where, they start thinking crazy stuff. And, I think it's important that we talk about this in an open format just because, if you don't talk about it, then people just have a tendency to sweep it under the rug and, all that good stuff. But why don't we start with telling a little bit about your DJ backstory as well as your backstory. And are you from Dallas? I mean, there's so many questions I have.
Yeah, no, I've actually lived in Dallas. I think it's for about 13 years now. It's a long time. But I'm from Houston, so all of you Dallas people don't hold it against me that I'm from Houston. But I've lived.
I love Houston. I love Houston.
Great. There are pros and cons to each city, and they're kind of completely opposite, to be honest with you.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm from
Houston. At least you're not from Oklahoma City. So
that's
at least you're not from Oklahoma. So
we
got that going for you, right?
Yeah, but I'm from Houston. I went to school at University of Arizona, lived in New York, lived a few other places. And I've been here for a while now. I've been a DJ for about almost 6 years. It's crazy to me. I've been in the scene longer than that though. I got involved in the EDM world. I actually grew up in Houston, going to the club all the time since I was 16 years old. But
what was the hot club back then?
Oh God.
I know Numbers has been around.
Oh, forever. Numbers has been there forever, but I actually didn't go to Numbers because I was more like rock and roll punk scene, and I was more into. I literally only listened to hip hop. If you got in my car in high school or college, you knew that you were listening to hip hop, and that was it. There was no.
Okay, so what was like top 3 hip hop?
Well, like
back in
Mike Jones, Snoop
okay.
Dogg. I mean, there were so many back then.
Sure.
I'ma buy you a drink. Like all of it.
Right.
Houston, Screw, like all that stuff. I was at the hip hop club. I really was all the
Okay.
time. There were
Cool.
so many. There was Hurricane Hut. I mean, Honest Truth Stereo Live, which is in Dallas and Houston, was there
Mm-hmm.
back then, was in Houston, but I had never gone. I went to every other hip hop club. I think there was Starved in downtown. That's not there.
Okay.
Oh my God, there were so many. I cannot think.
Right.
Yeah, I started since I was 16 and I just never stopped. And I also grew up as like a pre-professional dancer, went to performing arts high school. I went to college for dance as
Ah.
well. So, and like
So
people,
now dancing, like, so are we talking just, I mean, is it ballet or are we talking?
everything,
Okay,
ballet,
really?
tap,
Okay.
jazz, modern, hip hop. I really did it all. I would say I would call I loved jazz. So like jazz and tap and ballet, like a jazz arena. That's
Right.
what, like I love
Do you
jazz.
have the jazz hands?
Always. People don't know
Always.
though. When they see me at the club and I'm just like vibing in the corner like this and I'm
Right.
not really dancing that much, they're
Yeah.
like, "You grew up as a dancer?" And like even behind the decks, I'm not super animated all the time. So people are
Right.
surprised to find out that really I was a dancer.
Right.
Like I
I
moved
just
to
noticed by your
ballet,
feet, you're always in first position, I notice.
Am
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, I never noticed,
You're
but now
like,
I'm gonna pay attention.
right. You're gonna notice your footwork and ready and see if you're ready for a plie.
Yeah, no, but I grew up around the arts really my entire
Okay.
life. Like my grandparents used to bring Broadway shows to Houston and all over Texas and famous musicians. And like
Oh,
my parents
they
took
used
me
to
to
book
Broadway
talent,
shows.
huh?
What?
They used to book, like,
Yeah.
bring.
So like
Oh,
this
wow.
window board right here, there's like all the autographs of the original course line
Oh,
in
wow.
1984. And that's because my grandparents used to bring, yeah, all the Broadway shows to Jones Hall in Houston and like all the
Okay.
musicians. They had a like a Ticketmaster and a limousine company and this company. I have like articles on my wall too from them.
Hmm.
And yeah, so they were really immersed in the arts.
They were
They
promoters.
what yeah,
They were
they had them.
promoters, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. It's kind of
Cool.
runs in the family a little bit.
Yeah. No, I like it. So, and then that makes sense because I see you play in Houston a lot, so you have roots there. So,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's kind of why I'll give you a little funny story. Actually,
Okay.
my grandmother passed away last week, and my poppy
Oh,
passed
I'm
away a
sorry to
few
hear
years
that.
ago. Oh, that's
Okay.
okay. Thank you. But during COVID at Bauhaus, which is a Houston club, like they
Sure.
shout out to the Bauhaus fam, they're great.
Hmm.
They had booked me, and it was during COVID, and my grandparents, who were both alive back then, wanted to come see me DJ because it was in Houston.
Hmm. Sure.
It was peak COVID times,
Right. It's
and
like,
it
nope.
was indoors. And
Okay.
yeah, so my poppy, my grandpa, he called the
Uh,
club, like the owner of the club. He's like, "Hi, my granddaughter she's playing at Bauhaus, and I want to be front row." So he bought a
right.
table, and this is during peak COVID times. My grandparents were
Uh-huh.
like 80 something years old at the time.
That's so
And
sweet.
when my poppy told me that, I was so excited, and I was so excited that he supported me. However, I was like, "You are not coming during peak COVID times to
Right.
sit
Yeah.
inside with 100 people in there. Absolutely not. I love you and appreciate you, but no."
Right.
So he had to call back the club and be like, "I'm so sorry, I can't come." But you know, the promoters and
My
the owners at
granddaughter
Bauhaus
said
still
can't
remember my
come.
poppy, and he
Right.
was like a loud New Yorker, so it was normal for him to make those types of
Oh, that's
rash
okay. So
decisions.
everybody was from New York then, huh?
Yes.
I like it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's funny. I had that happen to me one time. When I was working at Lizard Lounge, I was I was resident at Lizard Lounge, and Don, the owner,
Yeah.
comes up to me and goes, "Hey, your mom and your grandmother are here," and I was like, "What?" And
That's
so they
amazing.
just thought they would just come by and say hi, and I'm just like, I was like, "Okay, hey, what's wrong, guys?" You know, like that kind of thing. Oh, we were just down here and we just thought we'd say hi.
Pop in. That
It
is
was
so
very sweet.
cool.
It
That's
was very
amazing.
sweet.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's cool.
But so and then now you've been how did it start with you as far as DJing, like transitioning from hip hop to the I hate to say EDM, but I'll just say dance music.
Sure. So I actually went on a trip through my work a while, I think it was 9 or 8 years ago, to Berlin. And
Okay.
I forced everyone who was on the trip, it was like a small group of us, to go to the club, because when in Berlin, you've got to do as the Berliners
Of
do.
course.
So
Yeah.
I was like, put on your best black outfit. And I have never really been to a electronic music dance club, really, especially not like Tresor. But yeah, we waited in line for a few hours. I made everyone stand there silently and not act too American,
Right.
just
Sure.
yeah.
Try to tone it down, guys.
Yes, like let's just be chill here.
Right.
And then we made it in, and yeah, it literally. I do not remember who played. I don't know if there's an archives that go back and see who played that night, but
Sure.
it was just such a transformative experience to see the way that Europeans value techno and that energy and the music. It's just indescribable. Like the fact that thousands of people were in this warehouse with several different rooms, just living their best life, not having a care in the world, just vibing, dancing, letting loose. And who has the control over that? The DJ.
Yeah.
The
Sure.
DJ has the ability to create this positivity and energy in the room through music. And so I had just never seen anything like that. Never, 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 never. And so I came back, and it wasn't immediate, but I remember being like, how do I get a moment of that feeling in Dallas? And I had a friend at the time who was really into techno and house music, and he took me to It'll Do.
Do you want
And
to shout
so,
that friend out?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to shout that friend out?
Sure. His name's Ben. Actually, we don't talk that much anymore. But
Oh,
just because he's
Ben,
married
where have
and
you
living
been, Ben?
I know, it's a shame. But like, no,
Right.
I'm very grateful for him. He's the first person who took me to It'll Do. And I
Okay.
saw Anna Leno, and she was my really like introduction to It'll Do. And I'm forever grateful. She's amazing DJ producer. She's one of my idols. And yeah, I never looked back. And after that, I was in the scene for a few years, and then I ended up winning a contest to go to DJ school
Oh, cool.
with DJ Titan and DJ Soldier.
Sure.
And so yeah, I went to DJ school, and it was right before COVID / during
And
COVID.
their DJ school is called
The DJ School Dallas.
the DJ School Dallas. Yeah. I just wanted to give
Yeah.
Gilbert a plug, dude.
Oh, I
Gilbert's my
love them.
boy.
Yeah, I love them.
We
I'm
have
beyond
been
grateful.
around.
Yes,
Right. Yeah.
they're amazing. I love both of them.
Gilbert was younger than me, so that don't want to date myself there, but he was one of the kids kind of coming up behind me. So
And he just keeps going. I'm so happy.
I love it.
I
love it. Yeah.
love him. Such a gem. And yeah, after that, and that was okay. I think it was our second or third session of DJ school, COVID hit. So like everything shut down. No one knew what we were doing, right? And so that happened. And then eventually, when things started to open back up a little bit, I had my first gig, and that was that we had like our opening like at Canvas Hotel on July 4th weekend. And it was with Julio and the DJ school, and a bunch of other people. It was so much fun. And that was, I think, my first gig ever. And then, yeah, it's been nonstop since then. And it's been such an amazing journey. I have met incredible people and, DJed, all over the place that I never thought was possible.
It'll Do. You've played at Bauhaus. I mean, give us the list. What else?
No, I mean, it was most recently.
You were in ADE, Amsterdam.
Yes,
Come on.
I won a contest a few weeks ago to play at Seismic in Austin. That was like a dream come true. I don't know how that happened. And that was just like an epic weekend. I played in New York a few times. It's just been such an amazing journey. And of course, there are ups and downs as with anything in life, but it has just been overwhelming, like in the best way possible. I don't know how to put into words how like grateful I am for everybody who has supported me and come along with me on my journey, come to a show, dance with me, like anything. I'm just very, very grateful. It's been
Right.
quite a ride.
Right. Well, so what's been your favorite club that you've played? If you had to say, what would be one or two?
Oh, definitely It'll Do.
Okay. Yeah.
I will say this, and I'm going to be completely honest, even though I messed up majorly that night, it's like one of my biggest errors I've ever done, but I was so nervous. I'm usually not that nervous.
I was there, I think.
Oh, I messed up, but it's okay.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, everybody did. It's okay though. We're all human. We all make mistakes.
I like to just say, "Hey, man, this is live."
It was live.
Right.
And I was just so grateful. Okay, my other grandma that lives in Dallas, grew up in Dallas, and one day we were talking about, she knows I'm a DJ and played all over, and it came up that my boyfriend at the time worked at It'll Do. She was like, what does he do? I was like, he works at a club. She was like, my grandma's been sitting in an assisted living for like 10 years now. She does not go clubbing. She doesn't know anything about club music.
Right.
I said, at It'll Do. She's like, It'll Do? It'll Do? She's like, yeah. I used to go to It'll Do when I was young. I was like, no, you did not. She's like, yeah, we used to sneak in there when we were young. What?
That's crazy.
That is so cool.
Funny.
Like,
yeah. Well, because I guess it used to be just kind of like a country western rock kind of bar, but it started like 50s, 40s, something like that.
A long time ago. There's a video about it on YouTube.
I need to go check that out.
Yeah, but I was just like shocked that she knew.
I refer to it as Lizard Lounge Junior.
Yes.
Because
I love Lizard Lounge. I was sad that obviously it closed. Rest in peace, Lizard Lounge.
Right.
I never got to play there. I've been there. I've been there many times, but I wish I had started raving earlier so that I could really experience the early days of Lizard Lounge and It'll Do.
Right.
But that's my only regret about DJing is I didn't start sooner, I guess.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there was video, so you can still look back. And then there's a nice one about a documentary about the church.
Yes, I've seen it.
That's good. Yeah.
Yes, it is good.
I was like, because I've actually had Joe Virus on the show before.
Oh, I love him. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's great. But that's cool. So basically you went to Berlin and you caught the bug.
I definitely I'm ready to go back to Berlin. I think I might go in a few months. I love Berlin. Shocking.
Yeah.
I thought I would.
It's on my list as well. So
I'm sure you'll play there next time you're there.
Maybe. Hopefully I'm put that mojo out there.
Yes.
And I can wear my disco teddy bear shirt.
Yes, do it.
I wore this for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And it was new and clean.
It's cute.
But so that's cool. So then let's go ahead and throw to commercial, but I want to get back and then we can talk more about the mental health aspect.
Are you an old fool who's so cool like us? Funky Gold is a network of skilled and hardworking DFW DJs over 40. We gather to create a mutually supportive environment for all members who are doing big things. Our DJs are leaders in the community who bring special skills and opportunities to share. We strive for professionalism in the music business, and we have hearts of gold. Not to mention we have the coolest swag and the funkiest headquarters. If you're interested in learning more about joining the crew, connect with us on Instagram, YouTube, or Gmail at Funky Gold Network.
All right, and that is Funky Gold Network. We love those guys. Be sure hit them up, look them up on Instagram, I think Facebook. I don't know, but I know they have a YouTube. Oh, and while you're there, be sure to follow the show, This Pink Cloud. We're on all major platforms. Also, we've got a new song out, and here it is.
Know what I'm saying? I lose the real. I come down in the coupe feel. When I come around, it goes so slow. Beat up in the damn pole low. That's the bell long and the jackets ain't boring. Why skip the slab when I went straight to foreign? Sway when I come around, it goes so slow. Beat up in the damn pole low. That's the bell long and the jackets ain't boring. Why skip the slab when I went straight to foreign? Banging.
All right, and that is actually the latest track. It's actually out on Wiggle Room, which is a label out of Toronto, and it's doing great. It's doing great. Kind of went a little bass house, and then we have a little Johnny Funk remix as well. So Texas, taking over Canada a little bit. I love it though, but that club is such a vibe, and it's the Bauhaus of Toronto.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to go.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool for sure. But anyway, so I guess, what I wanted to talk about, because I know I came and saw you were having something with I guess it was what is the organization called? I can't remember what they were called, where you had some of the DJ crew come out.
Amplified Minds?
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so, and it was kind of about mental health and everybody kind of talking about it. And I thought it was really good that, they had that forum, because nobody really talks about the mental health aspect. And like, you alluded to it a little bit earlier, with the ups and downs, I mean, it's not all just boom. You have to have a thick skin. It's the entertainment.
Yep.
It's the entertainment business, kid. But so why don't we get into that and kind of maybe talk about your, whatever you want to share, as far as, what you deal with. I mean, I openly talk about the fact that I have, social anxiety, and a lot of DJs do. And, for me, it used to be, I'm sitting in the corner. I'm by the bathrooms. I'm not, I'm not on stage with all the lights on me and all that stuff. So that, and I have to perform, whereas it used to just be, you're over here to the side. You've got your, I call it the wall of dorks. And like all your DJ buddies standing next to you, and you're just drinking all night, and that's pretty much it. But I struggle with anxiety, and still do. But I've gotten used to operating without alcohol. Which is kind of like ripping a Band-Aid off for me. And because it was always that little social crutch. Hey man, I'll be just fine, for that window. But so why don't we talk about kind of why you're an advocate, and maybe share your own personal experience?
Yeah. So I think it's a few things. First of all, when I first started DJing, I definitely was going through a lot of things personally that nobody really knew about. And I think that music was a crutch for me. DJing was a crutch for me. Being around people it would help me. I had daily anxiety. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. And I don't need to go into all the personal things, but it was a really, 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 really challenging time in my life. And I'm just being honest when I say music, it sounds so cheesy, really helped me get through it. And the people around me helped me get through it. Without that, I really don't know where I'd be today. I was also, at the time, I was going to 2 different therapists. I'm just being honest. No.
And I think it's cool that you point this out, because I think, the community is a huge part of it, because that's just part of the dance culture. And if you're around good people, which, I would hope you would migrate to, and they would find you, and, like they have.
Yes.
But I love that you say that, because I think anybody that's struggling with anything, be it, alcoholism, addiction, just mental health, I always say, if you have a good community you can fall back on, it definitely helps.
Absolutely. I mean, anytime in life, I think that community helps you. And I think for me personally, like I said, I know it sounds so cheesy and stereotypical to say that, like, I'm grateful for the people around me, I'm grateful for the community, but I truly am. There have been so many moments in the last 6 years where I've really leaned on people that I've met through DJing and the music world in Dallas. or not even just in Dallas, people I met in Amsterdam, you know, I
Sure.
at ADE, I met them and I still talk to them almost monthly, you know, just about life. Cause to be honest, we all go through hardships. And also,
Mm.
you know, as a DJ, you kind of mentioned social media, everything looks rosy and amazing. Like
Oh yeah.
I'm at all these parties and,
Right.
you know, cheersing and doing all these amazing things, traveling all over the place, going to Burning Man, whatever. And it
Hmm.
looks like, wow, Casie is living the life. But in
Yeah.
reality, I'm just being honest, like, just like any human being, I have lows, sometimes major lows. And I really do lean on the people around me, and oftentimes that is people in the music community because they understand best the trials and tribulations of being a DJ and the competition and seeing. I'm just being honest when I say, like, sometimes when you see someone, another DJ or producer, and they're doing this, and you think in your head, like, why am I not doing that? And it
Right. You
starts to
used to do
really
that
get to
silent
you.
comparison.
Yes,
Yeah.
and everybody does it. Even if you say you don't, it doesn't mean you're not proud of yourself, like happy for where
Right.
you're going, where you've been. It just means it's like you're a human. Everybody does
Sure. Well, and but I, like in my later years, since I've been around a while, I used to be one of those people, and it was a kind of a framing thing, but I used to be one of those kind of just quietly hate people,
it. Hmm.
like where you just quietly, why is that fucker doing, like why is he there and blah blah blah,
Yes.
and then I just changed my mindset,
Yeah.
and just and and I looked at it because I was looking at it as a competition.
Yeah.
And the thing is I quit that. I
Yeah.
quit doing. I quit looking at everything as a competition, and I'm just like, you can either quietly hate or openly support, man. And
Hmm.
I would rather openly support, now with what I know, because it's just like, I mean, that person's worked hard to get to where they are. I
Hmm.
mean, of course there's some manufactured people out there, but we won't name any names. But I mean, money can do a lot of things for you. You
Yes,
know
that
what
is
I
true.
mean?
That is true.
Especially if you're from the Ukraine. And no, I'm just kidding.
No, but
um,
I really think that along those lines, you know, at first I did that a lot. I
mhm,
definitely compared, like you said, you kind of learn over time that everyone kind of has their own lane and their own journey. And now, for the most part, when I see something like someone's playing here, someone's doing this,
mhm,
I think in my head, is Casie Farrell supposed to be playing or doing that? Maybe not. Maybe that's not who she is or her brand or the right
mhm,
lane. You know what I mean? But it's
right.
that person's lane and that's great for them. But it's not just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean it's right for you or your brand.
Sure.
And I think
Right.
other people start to see that too. Once you start to develop who you are and your sound, people know for the most part where you would fit best. And
Mhm,
sometimes you're not a good fit for that, and that's okay. And you will be a good fit for somewhere else. And so you
right.
kind of just have to learn that over time. And I think like now I understand that. I actually, someone told me a story the other day. Sorry to go off on a tangent,
Yeah,
but
no, let's hear it.
someone told me a story about the other day about this DJ who came up to him and was like, "How do I play here?" And
Mhm,
this guy asked him, "Well, what type of music do you traditionally play?" And this
mhm,
venue is known for more house music. And the
mhm,
guy was like, "Well, I play bass music, but I want to play here." And he's like,
mhm.
"Do you recommend that I play somewhere else, or would this be a good fit for that?" Because this guy's new. He doesn't know. He just sees this amazing venue and this guy's
And
having a blast with this
people going off, yeah.
crowd.
Mhm,
Yes. And the DJ was like, "Well, you might be a better fit for this other venue. I think your sound would be great there. But here we focus more on house music. But I know this looks appealing. It does. You
mhm,
know, like it looks
mhm.
so much fun, which it is fun. But also,
Right.
maybe that's not your lane. And your lane is over here somewhere else. And that's okay."
Sure.
You know, so he's like, "That's a great perspective," which it is. Everyone has their own lane and their own journey. And what is right for
Right.
you will come to you. Or you
Right.
can go
Well,
fun.
and no, and it's funny that you say that, because I kind of early on, when in the 90s, there was breakbeat, but then
Oh,
I kind of got pigeonholed, and I never really played just that. But then there were certain gigs that I would go to where it's just like that's what you are. You got to play this and stuff like that. And so like this time around, when I relaunched the career, I was like, I'm going to play what I love, what resonates with me. And I love, like disco vibes, like, like boogie styled stuff. But then I love like harder stuff. Like I like, like sounders. And then I like, almost like borderline techno.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think I say, I want to be able to play like Groove Cruise, and then I want to go be able to headline space, like, I want to be able to play, a day party with Hatiris, and then go and, open up for Artbat.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
So,
goals.
Yeah. Well, it's one of them, and that's the thing that I know that you're talking about, different lanes and stuff like that. And I warn people against, if techno's your thing, man. But, I just kind of, cause sometimes I get bored. Sometimes I get bored with, if I was just playing disco house, I would be probably bored out of my mind and going, hey man, I would love to have that extra gear so I could go harder. Yes. And that's why I'm just like, I think do whatever you feel. And that's my advice.
No, I agree. And just to clarify, when I say one lane, I don't mean one lane means one genre. I mean, it means who you are. And like for me, my one lane does not mean just tech house. It means very much tech house and techno and house music. Like and even breaks, like UKG is in there too somewhere. So like it's just your style, I think. You find out over time, whatever that means. And it can be multiple things.
Sure. Well, okay. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like you were talking about how, you had really bad anxiety, and you probably still do to some level, like I do. What have you noticed that, I know you were saying dance music and community and stuff like that, but what did you notice? Like, because usually when you have social anxiety, it's tough to get in front of a crowd. So how do you deal with that? And then, how did you deal with because anxiety is really also a form of depression as well.
Yeah.
So how did you, what was maybe something you could pass on and let the audience know of how you dealt with, your own personal experience?
I think a few things. I went to therapy. That's one. Outside of the scene, like I went to therapy. I also, yoga was a huge help for me. It helped me to recenter myself and to kind of think about life in a different approach. Like not everything happens overnight. You don't go from having severe anxiety to no anxiety in a day. It takes time. It's a practice mentally and physically, in my opinion. Yoga really, really, really helped me. Also, there was about a year where I returned to do dance. Also, I actually did dance, but not like a formal dance class. That helped me. I think exercise in general helps me a lot because that's what I grew up doing.
Okay. Physical activity is good. Yeah.
It helps my mind calm for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It brings me back to like if I'm feeling anxious or worried or scared or any emotion, anytime I dance or I did yoga, I could breathing. I taught myself all the time, like when I had severe anxiety, to take deep breath was like out loud, audibly. You could hear me breathing. Just take a moment and breathe. People say that kind of condescendingly, but like for me, it was just like I would tell myself, Casie, take a moment, just breathe.
Oh yeah, no. Like everybody's like that, like when you're having an anxiety attack and you're already at like 9, they're just like breathe, and you're like, shut the fuck up, man, I'm dying over here. It's just like I've been there before. So, but I think that's important that you're saying being mindful of that, because I think honestly, you just don't realize that subconsciously you're not breathing. Yeah. You don't realize that.
yeah, you're actually really not, like, because you're just like so like hyped and like and you're not
Yeah,
thinking
you're in
clearly.
fight or flight mode. Yeah.
Yes, so like literally, I have to be like take a moment, pause,
Right,
breathe,
right. And
calm.
I think another thing that you pointed out that's super important is just do something. You
Mhm.
know, if it's dance or it's whatever it is, because I'll notice, you know, when you're in this and this is your career, you know, you can go into a real deep hole
Oh,
of
yeah.
just like, you know, where you're isolated and you start getting depressed and all this stuff, and like even all this great stuff is happening, but you know you're still like, you know, inside. But then I noticed, like what you said, is if you actually just start doing something,
Mhm.
whatever it is that's going to keep your mind occupied,
Mhm.
um do that. Do whatever it is. If it's, you know, artwork or poetry or reading or watching, you know, or something. I mean, just do it, whatever's going to get you out of that space. And I've done that a lot, like as far as I'll get depressed,
Mhm.
but then I'm just like, okay, cool. Cause I'm usually, it's cause I've got something coming up and I got a
Mhm.
deadline or something like that. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
all like, I don't want to, you know, I'm just, well, I guess maybe we're afraid of failure, you know, or maybe I don't have it. Maybe I suck, you know, and you got that whole little devil on your shoulder thing.
Mhm. Definitely.
But yeah, but I think it's definitely, if you stay like motivated somehow, even if it's not necessarily DJ oriented, you
Correct.
know. Yeah.
And also when you're in the hole, because like I've been in the depression hole or like I don't want
Sure.
to do anything hole, like just reminding yourself that like any little thing that you're doing to be active, whether that's going grocery shopping or cooking a meal for yourself or making your bed or getting dressed for the day or going on a walk or whatever it is, like that's a win. That's a
Hmm.
win. And you should celebrate that win. If that's something you have not been doing, your place is a mess and you've been, you know, like neglecting yourself or neglecting your space or your mental
Hmm.
health, and you do something, whatever, however small or big it may be, that's a win and that should be recognized. Like, oh my God, today I did this. I went out and I went on a walk. That's
Hmm.
a big win for people
Yeah.
like, who are having a really hard time. So like really be conscious of, oh my God, I did this today. I can do it. I don't have to
Hmm.
be in this hole. And even
Right.
that thing is important.
Right.
Yeah. And then you just continue to like build them up. Like, oh, today I went a walk. Tomorrow I do the dishes. The next day I go out with friends. You know, just slowly, slowly. It doesn't have to happen overnight. It's a process.
Sure. I like to call it stacking W's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
That,
you said. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, so, and then like, because I know I brought it up earlier, but like, so how did you deal with having anxiety and then all of a sudden, here, we're going to put you in the spotlight, you know?
So I think for me, and this probably isn't for everybody, I don't know. Like I've always, to some degree, been in the spotlight because of dancing. So I
Yeah.
think that like in a way, like being in the spotlight or doing something creative helps me to
Hmm.
feel better. So like
Okay.
yes, I get nervous. I do get
Sure.
nervous,
Sure.
especially for some gigs. But I just think, well, I'll give you one thing that I do, and this is super cheesy,
Let's
but
hear
like
it.
right before a gig, I usually look at myself in the mirror, or if I don't have a mirror, I just say it in the car to myself or in the bathroom right before a gig, and I'll just say to myself, "You're a badass and you can do this." And I don't truly feel that about myself. Like I
Right.
don't feel that way at all. And so like when I say it, I'm like, you really have to do this. Like, you got this. You can do this. You practice. You work hard. You know you can do this. Make it
Yeah.
happen. Like, I
Right.
do it. I think I might have forgotten like twice or a few
You give
times.
yourself like a little coach talk.
Yes, like a little pep
Yeah.
talk. I try to
Yeah.
do it before all of my gigs, especially the important ones. Like, I really do look at myself in because I don't feel that. I don't ever like when people tell me like you're so good, da, 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 I get super like Like I get so
Yeah.
shy and I feel awkward
Yeah.
and weird. I'm like, I'm just a
Yeah.
person who's doing something that I really love. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? But I'm
Yeah.
appreciative, but I don't feel that. So I have to tell myself that, kind of like
Yeah.
just an affirmation.
Yeah. No, I think that's important. So like, as far as like, if it's tough because like we were talking about earlier about, how do you differentiate like, as far as, when you see people doing certain things and you're like, I want to be doing that. So how do you like, cause I say that like social media, it wasn't as big as it is now. So
Yeah.
social media is half the game. It's your
Yeah.
marketing. I call social media propaganda.
It is.
Because it's basically, the thing is I mean, there are those people that get a little too real
Yeah.
on the internet, and we're like, TMI, we get it, you're falling apart, you probably need to go to therapy, okay?
Yes.
But I mean, like you said, it's mostly all, all the good shit, all the
Yes.
good stuff, like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going here, I'm doing this, I'm doing
Yeah.
that, and blah blah blah. So how do you deal with that? Like, what do you do personally to differentiate from internet Casie to real life Casie?
I think that I've had moments where I'm super real, maybe a little too real.
Yeah.
Like I do post like these lengthy posts where like this is a hard time of year for me, and it doesn't mean everyone needs to do this. I don't think everyone needs to
Sure.
take this route. It's just a
Right.
way that's kind of cathartic for me to kind of again let people know that the reality of the situation is it
Put
might
it
look like
out there.
this, but it's really
Right.
not all like this. It's also
Sure.
like this, and it's also
Right.
hard, and I'm also sad, and I also like this is a hard time of year for me, whatever it is.
Mhm.
Or like I'm going through things. It doesn't need to even, I don't need to even mention list all the things that are going on, but just so
Mhm.
you know, like, yes, it's not all roses and sunshine. I might have played at Seismic 3 weeks ago, but then I'm going through this over here, like my grandmother, like it's just a
Yeah.
life. We all
Yeah.
have life. We all have
Yeah.
life. It's not, and I have a 9 to 5 job too. So it's
Right.
not all roses and sunshine. It's not all clubbing and partying.
I say unicorns and rainbows.
That too.
Yeah, right.
It's
Roses
not
and
all
sunshine. Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just try to be a little bit real. Obviously, I'm not the most real. No one wants to hear about all of the issues, but yeah, we
Mhm.
all have them. We are all human, just trying to do the best that we can with this life that is oftentimes not the easiest life. So,
Sure.
yeah, I try to just be a little real sometimes. I mean, if
Right.
you really know me, like, and you have conversations with me, I will be very real with you. I really don't hide very much. You'll know
Right.
my true feelings, whether it's by my face or if I tell you.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I've seen the real Casie before, and I mean, it's just like, it happens, man. And
Yeah.
um, the entertainment business is just not, and life in general.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. It's not
Yeah.
always easy.
It's tough.
It's not always easy. So, I guess any advice or anything you want to talk about or regarding mental health or DJing or?
I guess maybe the event that you were a part of and you sat on the panel and the like reason why
Mhm.
I did it and I put it
Mhm.
together. I think, our community, there's a lot of drugs and alcohol, and it is like we could literally go to a party every single day of the week for the entire year. We could.
Yeah.
We definitely
Yes.
could if we wanted to, right? And there's a lot of new DJs and a lot of people see the social media and it does look like a very appealing, and it is environment
Sure.
to be a part of, right?
Right.
So at the time when I organized this event, the Dallas community had suffered a lot of losses in the community from for a variety of different reasons. And I saw the community, like I'm out a lot, not all the time. I try to limit it to the weekends. I'm gigging a lot and I see
Sure.
the community and I could see people were truly suffering,
Mhm.
like truly suffering mentally. And it's not that I don't have fun. Trust me, I have fun. I do have fun. I have a lot of fun, and I
Right.
go out and I do these things too. But like, I am a firm believer in moderation, and some moderation means a lot of different things to every single person. And also balance. But balance is oftentimes very hard to achieve because, again, this environment is so appealing to a lot of people. Like, it's so easy to get caught up in it and kind of let it overtake your life, and maybe in a negative way. And so when I came up with this event, again, I could see that the community suffered. We suffered a lot of losses. And in my head, I'm like, I am only one person, but I need to do something. Like, I just feel hopeless. Like, I have no problem calling people up or like sitting in therapy or whatever, like, going with someone to a therapy appointment, whatever. I have no problem doing any of that. But not everyone wants to go to a therapist. Not everyone wants to admit that they have some sort of an issue or overdoing it or whatever the case may be. It's no judgment, but just, like, everyone has their own stuff. So I thought in my head, how can I do this? I am not the expert. As much as I want to be there for everybody, I'm only one person, and I'm not a therapist. So I knew of this organization, which we mentioned earlier, called Amplified Minds, and they are the experts, right? They have therapists on their staff. In case people don't know, they're basically an organization that helps creatives and provides them with free therapy, art therapy.
Well, let's give them a plug. Where are they? Amplified Minds? It's on Instagram, right?
Yes, they are on Instagram.
And they're so you can probably reach out by that way.
Yes, they're great. They're on Instagram. Pretty sure they have a website where you can find out all of the information about, when the therapy is. It's free, or where you can donate. You can donate to them too. They're also going to be at Lights All Night and have a table there. We also had End Overdose there. That was great that they were there as well. You were on the panel. That was amazing to have you. And like, I basically wanted to put together something where there's absolutely no judgment, and people are just coming together to understand that there are resources that can help them at no cost to them. Because I also understand that cost is a barrier to a lot of people, especially if you don't have insurance. I totally understand and empathize with that.
Right, because the DJ career pays so well. Right?
So well.
And all those, you should see my 401k. Yes, it's amazing. My portfolio is amazing.
But also, I think most importantly, the reason why I wanted to do it is for people to understand that they're not alone. Like,
I like that.
The only one that's having
that's cool. I think that's cool because people look up to you, whether you like it or not. And you're like quietly cringing over there.
Yeah,
but I think that's cool that somebody, as popular as you are, can stand up. And that's the reason why I did what I do on this show, is because I just wanted to have an open discussion. It's not like I'm a complete narcissist because I can't stand how I talk. Like whenever I hear myself back, I'm just like, oh my God, but it's just like one of those things. I just wanted it to be okay to not be okay.
Right. 100%. No, I think it's amazing what you're doing. Like, I am a huge advocate of not being afraid to express how we feel, whether it's
I say it's and it's funny because I say this is a judgment-free zone.
Yeah,
that's what I always say. So
absolutely, and I think it's awesome you have this because, like I said, I did that event for the exact same reason. I don't want people to feel like it's a stigma or you're a horrible human or whatever, just because you're having a difficult or challenging moment and you may need help. There's nothing wrong with that. I've been to therapy for years of my life. And you know what I mean? It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have hard moments in this life. This life is not easy. I always say this life is beautiful, but it's also hard.
Well, and I mean, I think it's also, you learn, it's how you perceive it, the whole making, lemonade out of lemons, if life hands you lemons, that kind of thing. And really, if you just start framing everything like that, it's really, honestly, the secret to life is perception. That's how you perceive it. And if it's, is it the end of the world that you didn't get this gig or that you're not getting booked at this spot? No. And the thing is control what you can control.
Oh, that's a huge motto of mine.
Yeah.
Control the controllable. Yeah. That's what I say.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I don't expect to headline silo or, like some of these hard ticket spots.
Yep.
But eventually I would like to be considered, at some point. Well, yeah. And that's the thing. But also I'm doing the work. It's not just magic, I'm putting out releases every month and trying to, build the brand, international. So
you are.
Well, and thank you. I appreciate that. But it's also, there's a lot of work that goes into what, to make it there organically, I mean, like we talked about, we touched on the money helps, but you can doing it organically. I don't know. For me, I've always wanted, because I would feel like a fraud if I was having people ghost produce for me, and then people were coming up to me and go, "Oh, I love that track," and I go, "Oh, well, I think Todd wrote it." I would have that in my head the whole time. I want actual, like, and that's another thing. Like, I want actual, like, organic fans. Like, I want to be able to go to ADE and then this person knows me because of this song, or this person knows me because of that song. That's what I love about music. Mm-hmm. And one of the things about music is it will outlive me. That's and true. Somebody will discover me later on, long after I'm gone. It's funny. My ongoing joke is, I have a song in the movie Blade, Wesley Snipes. So I always say, I wonder how many children have been conceived to my song.
I did not know that. That is cool. I did not know. Oh
yeah, it's in there. It's under actually Southside Reverb, and it's the last scene when Wesley Snipes pulls up his blade.
Oh, wow. I did not know. And that's actually, I think, a really cool way to look at it. Like, your music will live on past you. I know it sounds kind of morbid, but I really think that's cool. You leave something in this world that's really positive. I think that's very cool. That's very cool.
Well, and I mean, I just try to, you've heard the old adage of leave the campground nicer than you found it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always.
I'm a big fan of that as well.
Yes.
So anything else you want to talk about? You got gigs coming up, or any advice you want to give to the up and comers? Anything else? Any shout outs? Anything?
Oh, I mean, I could go shout outs forever. I love everybody. No shout outs just because I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah, exactly. Gotcha.
But no, I think my motto for myself is always just to keep on going and aspire for more. I think that's a motto for my entire life. Just always want more, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. When it comes to DJing, I'm just going to keep on working and grinding and keep going, no matter, the good and the bad and the ugly, because it's always going to come in life. But I always just say, keep on going, never give up. So cliche, so stupid. But I really do put a lot of my Instagram posts is like, keep on keeping on, keep on going. Like, you got this. Don't give up type of thing, because it's really easy to throw in the towel. And there have been moments where I wanted to throw in the towel so many times. And so, set those goals, try to make them happen, and keep on keeping on.
Right. And then I also would add on to that, don't, be obsessed by that. I mean, it's okay to have drive and all that stuff, but if it doesn't happen how you planned, then, maybe it wasn't meant to be, and don't, have a healthy boundary with yourself on success, because like, I mean, I do this, I say this, I say, I paint, because I'm a painter, that's why I realized that, like, in music, like because I took off 15 years from producing.
I remember.
And the thing is I realized how much I missed it, and how, so it's just like, I always say that. I always say, do this because you love it.
That's right.
Not because of the result, because you want to headline with John Summit. you know, and do it because you love it. But then, of course, obviously, if you're looking at it as a business, there is the business side to it. And it is called the music business for a reason.
Yes, it is. And a lot of people don't think about that side. They just look at the fun. They look at the fun. They don't realize there's a lot of work. It's not just all fun and parties and glamorous. There's so much to it that people do not think about.
Exactly. Like the thought process of me putting on this shirt and buying this shirt. I mean, that takes some work.
No, but you're right. It all matters. It does matter.
Yeah, sure, of course. I think this is actually going to photograph well. So, you know, you can't go wrong with black. You know,
you're talking to the girl who like.
Yeah, right. Well, I know. Yeah. I know what's up. You got a little Morticia in you, little Addams Family. You know, I got that in me as well. So.
The amount of people.
I relate.
I hate Halloween.
Yeah.
Hot take. I hate Halloween and I hate dressing up. And so when I always ask every year, what should I be wearing Halloween? The amount of people who have said Wednesday Addams for every person I swear I'd be like $1,000 richer for sure.
Right. That's funny.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate you being on the show and being honest because, like I said, even though you don't like me to say it, I think a lot of people look up to you, you know, and you're a role model for some people. And, you know, it's good to hear that you're being transparent and that, you know, being real, and we all have our ups and downs, man.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you and I appreciate what you're doing. It's very important.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you and what you're doing. And are you going to have another event with Amplified Minds? That would be fun.
I hope so. I hope to make it a yearly thing.
Okay.
So yeah, I really hope to. I think it's really important that we just keep reminding ourselves, you know, to take care of our own mental health. Oh, sorry, my dog is drinking water. But no, really just to keep taking care of our mental health, you know, it's imperative. So I think I'm going to try to do another one. I hope to make it like a yearly thing. But even if we don't, they're always having an event. So highly recommend.
Okay. So it's always out there and available as a resource.
Yes. Always available. And I'm here too. You need to talk, but I'm just not.
Yeah. Okay. So, and how can people reach out to you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Casie Farrell 1. It's spelled really weirdly, CASIEFARRELL1 at gmail.com or at Instagram. You can find me on SoundCloud at Casie Farrell for my sets, some of my sets. And yeah, I have gigs most of the time. You can find out all my gigs.
She is a gigging machine.
Yeah, people. But next it's about to be a producing machine. That's
well, I have always, I mean, I'm glad that you're doing that because honestly, it's no secret, but that's how you
that's right.
go. That's how you go global, now. So, and that's the whole reason why I had a touring career was because of production.
Secret. I know.
No, but that's good. And then I think once you get down there, like, and get in there and you figure it out and you learn how to drive is what I say.
Yeah.
Then you just love it because
you're like, I'm excited.
All these things that are in my head and that I'm feeling, I can actually put it out here.
Yeah.
And it's really a cool process. And I'm glad that you are starting that journey because I've always encouraged that.
I started. It's just a matter of being in the habit. It's like you have to really get in the habit of doing it. And
it's like dancing. I'm not going to automatically be able to do Swan Lake or Nutcracker. You know, I gotta practice. So it's just, 100%. it's reps and it's getting in there and enjoying the process though.
100%.
I mean, don't do something you hate.
No, I don't hate it. It's just when you don't know, I'm just being honest. And I feel like every person who's starting to produce feels this, growing pains. Is like when you don't know how to do a lot of things, you have to like look it up on YouTube and then watch the video for 30 minutes and then try to figure it out. And then you're like, oh God, that one took me
Yeah, and I did that totally every time I switched DAWs, which is digital area workstation or whatever the DAW stands for. But it's like, whenever you change platforms, like going from Cubase to Reason, then you're like, fuck, I got to learn Ableton now. It's just like to become proficient. Like you're like, I was really badass at that. But it's cool and it's freeing once you get to that part. You're like, I'm fucking writing a track, man.
No, I'm writing
a track, and I'm just pulling this shit out of nowhere.
Well, I do feel like there will be nothing like seeing people dance to your music. Like,
oh yeah,
I can only, I've collabed with a few people and like played something out, but like it is so, I'm sure, very exciting to see the crowd just go off to your music that you made. Like, I'm sure there's no better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, dude, my favorite is when you give yourself goosebumps in the studio.
Oh,
you're just like, oh my God. No, I love that.
Working on it.
You and I need to do a collab. That would be
fun.
Love
that.
I would love that as well.
Yes, we can.
Love that as well. So we'll never talk again. And then no, but yeah, we should definitely set that up. I would love to work with you, and I'm always down to I'm a huge proponent of the local scene, and when I see like people like Indent, we love Geordie Jord.
Yes.
But I just see that like raw talent, and I'm just like, oh, he's great. He's going places. The kid's got something. But anyway, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And then we'll be back in a couple of weeks. I know I haven't been doing these as often, but sometimes you have to put your you have to pick which basket you're going to put your eggs in. So
that's right. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And, be sure follow her on all the social platforms. And then while you're there, you can follow the show. It's called This Pink Cloud, streaming on all major platforms. Other than that, remember, kids, there is no magic pill for sobriety, because if there was, we would all take too many.